I'm just going to basically have a little bit of a rant video here, and it's just essentially gonna be about the upcoming penetration nerfs that were slated and posted on Silent Stalker's blog slash Rita's totally doing this blog. Um, yeah, it's been posted for a few days, so most of you will have had a chance to digest it. And I'm just going to talk about my feelings towards these nerfs. You can watch this replay, which is the reason I've chosen it is just the excessive amount of heat I end up actually using in this battle. Now, what they've done is they've nerfed quite a few tanks, or they've slated to nerf quite a few tanks penetration. Now, I assume, there may be more cuts coming and other things like that. It's not entirely impossible with wargaming that there will be quite a lot of tanks receiving nerfs. Now, this is not something that I think I can endorse. I don't think it's a good idea, and I'm struggling to really get my head around why you would nerf some of these tanks' penetrations. In particular, the Russian mediums, I mean, they really do get slaughtered. They all get brought down from 264 to 232. 232 penetration is not a lot. Now, I assume maybe they're thinking behind this is like, okay, let's have mediums go back to being in the role that we want them to, which is flanking force, which is fine. I get that. Mediums shouldn't really be able to beat heavies from the front, and to be honest, if it's a good heavy driver, they still shouldn't be able to trade against heavies. Now, the reason I picked this replay is to show you why nerfing the APCR is ridiculous. Now, see, APCR on these mediums, the tier 10 mediums, aren't particularly overpowered penetration numbers. They're pretty good. I guess maybe you could lower them a little bit, but the problem here is not they're making armor redundant by the APCR being too good. The armor is becoming redundant because basically the heat is too good. Now, heat was already nerfed in terms of its capability. It used to basically shoot through everything, including spaced armor. Now it no longer can do that. And there are other changes, but you can still see, and this is why I picked this replay, heat is still highly effective. And the reason I can pen these super heavies, and this is perfect because knee 100 and a mouse, the two most heavily armored, well, I mean, unless I guess you want to say the IS-7 as well, tier 10 heavies, I'm penning them not because I have high APCR pen, and to be honest, the only thing I could really get through is maybe the mouse's lower plate with APCR, but at this angle, I'm sort of above him. He's sort of slanted down, so that would still be difficult. I could sort of do the same thing with 100, but the same thing applies in terms of the fact that the tank is pointed down, and therefore its APCR, or its lower plate, is much more angled than it usually would be if I was on flat ground compared to him. Anywho, it doesn't matter because I can pen him with heat, and I'm using the round in the situation that I know I need to use in order to get penetrating shots. So I don't understand the logic between nerfing the APCR pen. I am a supporter of gold round. I don't know what's the best way to put it. Gold round fixes. I don't know. Like a solution to gold round needs to be found. Gold rounds need to be found. It's kind of amusing to me to go on the EU server because, wow, you guys really do not like gold rounds. I've always been on the opinion with gold that as long as it's available, I will use it when I need it. I don't overuse it. I don't underuse it. I use it when it's appropriate. Because I would rather get that penetrating shot rather than not penetrate that tank and have bad things happen to me if I don't do damage. Anyways, there are so many solutions that have been suggested for gold I think are good ones, such as making gold rounds higher pen rounds, but they do less damage, which is mostly should be okay, I guess, because you know they're different rounds for the most part. I mean, there are some cases where the gold round is basically like AP to AP, which is weird, but most rounds are like APCR or AP to heat or something like that, or even AP to APCR. So you know, I think really, you know, if you added gold rounds or premium shells, whatever you want to call them now, made them have higher pen, sure, but they do less damage than the lower pen normal rounds that you have, I think that would be a good idea. Alternatively, you could of course limit the ammo capacity. I think that would, you know, be cool too, I guess. You know, I think Storm said something about how he still thinks people will use it anyways. I don't know, whatever. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is I just don't think that this is the right way to go. Now, they have nerfed some of the heat penetrations, but to be honest, I still think they're going to be equally as effective. Now, that's me saying that without actually literally going out and testing them. But, you know, well, anyway. Another thing I want to draw your attention to on this little list here is the JP100 is having its ammo nerfed. Okay, you know, yeah, okay, TDs nerf their ammo. I guess they are a little strong. And they should have to aim their shots a little bit on heavily armored tanks and not just auto go through everything. That's fine, whatever, I can deal with that. Although the T95 one seems really excessive, as well as the T30. Now my problem with TDs is not so much the pen. My problem with TDs is more this leopard is Houdini. Is more their ability to basically dump you with a high alpha shot in just one of their hits. I think that's generally the higher the alpha, the less skill required to play the tank. And then finally you get to artillery, which is the least skill. But I don't know. This just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. I mean, the one that makes the least sense, I think, to me is the 113. It has 249 pen. They're nerfing that to 220 because apparently the 113 is super OP. I don't know. The only positive I can see out of this whole list is the E100 buff. It does need an AP penetration buff, although I don't know if 8 is going to quite do it, but it's certainly going to be better than it was. I would probably put it up to 250, but that's just me. So, yeah, I don't know. Just some very strange things. You know, I think if this list just had basically gold ammo nerfed and there was no credit ammo nerfs, then that would be a-okay, and I don't think we would even be having this conversation. But I just think, why would you nerf the credit ammunition? It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to think what I could have missed here about this. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I don't agree with this. But these are not patch note changes, so these may not necessarily be implemented. Sometimes when enough of a storm is kicked up about something that's being proposed, they change it. So I don't know, but let me know what you guys think anyway. Do you agree with this? There may be a very valid point that I'm missing here. I can't think of it, but maybe I am missing a very valid point. So please do let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.